Welcome. You are now tuning into SquadGoals, the program dedicated to uplifting and empowering others through the art of teamwork. Join community activist, mentor, and entrepreneur Jason Hardin, along with his closest friends and business partners, Stephen Sneed and Michael Towns, as they share some of their most valuable experiences and secrets to success. So, open your mind and get ready to take some great notes. Now, without further ado, here are your hosts, Jason Hardin, Stephen Sneed, and Michael Towns.
What's up?
Here
we back.
Go. Episode 5.
Another one in the books.
That's
and welcome everybody to another episode of Squad Goals.
Yes, sir.
With me as always is my co-host Stephen Sneed.
Bow. Yeah, boy.
AKA S-Class Productions,
Yes,
as
right.
well as Mr. Michael Towns,
Holla at your boy.
AKA Mike Towns Sounds. And as always, I'm Jason Hardin, Hardware Enterprise,
That's right.
Hardware Apparel, all that
right.
other stuff.
That's right.
And
Life of a boss.
Life of a boss.
Made in Dina.
Can't forget that, Made in Dina. Anyway,
That.
I love all of it.
Yeah.
But today's gonna be a very special episode, and it touches bases on all the things that we do, and it's basically inspiration. Today's all about inspiration, and we're gonna cover three things. Basically, what is inspiration to us?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you get it? And what do you do with it?
Mm-hmm.
So let's start it off first, man. Steve, man, what's your idea of inspiration?
So you're asking me my definition, sort of
Absolutely.
just what is inspiration
What
to
is it
me.
to you? Yeah, not actually what gives you inspiration, but what is that? Yeah.
I think inspiration is drawing on sources to motivate you to do more or to accomplish more.
Ooh,
So when
a
I
good one.
think about inspiration, it's like what gets you going in the morning, what wakes you up, what fuels your excitement, what makes you go after your goals, what
Ooh.
makes you really push to be great. You know what I mean? And the other half of that would probably be the next question, so I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to leave it right there.
Okay. Well, kind of took everything that I was about to say, but I'm gonna go ahead and elaborate on my own.
There you go.
Inspiration for me is what's gonna wake you up in the morning to do better. You know what I mean? What's gonna give you that creative drive to say, I'm excited about something.
Yeah.
What's gonna give you that I want to keep doing this for the rest of my life, or let me just keep doing it today. Inspiration is the water that helped the seed grow.
I like that. He got deep, Will, man, for a second, and I appreciate that because with me, it's touching on both those things. Inspiration is that why. For me, it's like a motivation. Inspiration actually makes me want to act.
Right.
It gives me that like, ooh, I can do this, that aha moment. And I guess the second part of that is like, where do you find it? Or no, even before we get that,
Okay.
well, I guess it's kind of the same. Like, where do you find it and what is it to you? And I'm going to start with that, answering that question. Like, inspiration to me can be damn near anything. It could be music.
Yeah.
It could be walking into an Office Max or an Office Depot.
Yes, sir.
Looking at all the different, stationery and documents and things like that. That's very inspiring to me.
Yes, sir.
It can be going to an event and seeing the event space and like I'm already thinking of what we can do here, and those things are inspiration. So for me, I can find inspiration anywhere. It's an attitude for me. I'm always going somewhere with the intent to be inspired.
Mm-hmm.
Steve?
I like that.
You know what? So what was this one? What is no?
Yeah, what
No.
is inspiration to you? Not the definition of it, but where do you find your inspiration?
Yeah, there we go. Where do you find it?
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to jump on there a little bit and say that it is all around us. You know what I'm saying? I'm inspired by multiple things. I'm inspired by my friends. I'm inspired by my family. I'm inspired by coworkers. I'm inspired by folks who have done great before me.
Most
you know what I'm
definitely.
saying? I like to look and do research on great people and kind of channel and go down their rabbit hole. You was talking to me about Masterpiece documentary.
Yeah,
Like, I love
yeah.
Masterpiece. So
No
watching
Limit Chronicles, check it out.
Yeah, the No Limit documentary, that's dope because I know I'm gonna get inspired. I love P. I think the way he came into the game is very inspirational. But I'm inspired by what I don't have. I'm inspired by what wasn't.
Right.
So it's almost like reverse inspiration to a sense. You know what I mean? You want to desire to do better. So it's like that's inspiration in itself. Even if you're not where you want to be, you have that constant drive to want to be better.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And like you said, you draw that from all kinds of places. It comes from music, it's movies, it's documentaries, it's films, it's conversation.
Yeah.
It's just
everything.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
Life. Waking up, shit.
That's
Man.
You
If
know
that
what I
ain't
mean?
inspiring,
You know what
if
I
you're
mean?
not inspired by getting up in the morning,
Bro.
I think you're doing
depending
something
on who
terribly
you
wrong.
are, depending on who you are, because that's another thing to bring up. Because if you're not inspired by waking up in the morning, you have to find inspiration, which then relates back to this
Brings us back here.
podcast, what we're talking about.
Yeah.
For me, I find inspiration everywhere and in everything. Like with Steve, like I like to go to the past. Like I like documentaries. It's hard for me to watch regular movies. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I know there's a plot twist or the change. With the documentaries, I know this is real life. So I'm watching the ups, the downs, the struggles, what it takes to become the person that you want to be. You know what I'm saying? So I get inspired, and it also depends on what I'm doing creatively that day, on how I search for my inspiration. So if I'm like, okay, this week I need to make $1,000, $1,200. All right, cool. Who am I gonna go to? What am I trying to do? I might get off some old Nipsey Hussle, you know what I'm saying, grinding, or I might just watch the how the railroad system was built. And or I might just go and look at a marketing documentary or anything, but it's just like it depends on what I need to be inspired for and how I get the inspiration. You know what I'm saying?
So you look for the inspiration to
the
get
moment.
a job done.
Yes.
You trying to, and that's an awesome technique.
Yeah, I think so,
because really, I really wanted to bring this subject to light because inspiration is powerful.
Yeah.
It is.
Like literally, it literally powers people to get what they need done.
Yeah.
So inspiration, we're not just talking about this, because it's a happy-go-lucky, fun topic or inspiring topic. No, we're doing this so you guys can become more successful and use inspiration as a tool.
Yes, sir.
Because that's the whole thing. How do we use this as a tool? You know what I'm saying? And that goes to that last part.
That's a good question.
Yeah, we're going to spend the rest of the show on that because basically, how do we get value from it?
First of all, to learn, I don't know if you have to learn, but sometimes we inspire others.
Yeah.
And I think when you can pass down inspiration, that's like the ultimate gift to
Most
the next
definitely.
generation. Like, what more can you give somebody besides inspiration? If a young man came and talked to you and said, man, I appreciate you mentoring me those years back. I became this and this and this, and I really appreciate that time you gave me. That's inspiring. I've been out in the community where the youngsters in elementary see me later on as grown men with babies and children and families and say, man, I remember that one thing you told me back then. That's inspiring to me. So I think to become the inspiration and to pass it down is huge, because what else is life about in the end? Because we all gonna go. So what did you do? What did you say? And who did you help while you were here?
And that's facts. The whole thing about it is everybody's not inspired.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And they don't have the mind state that we have. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's a blessing because obviously we were raised a certain type of way, or we gathered that information
Somewhere
as we
along
got
the
older.
way.
Yeah, we got inspired, so we can give the inspiration. You know what I mean? And for those people that aren't inspired when they wake up in the morning, they have to ask themselves, what are they living for? Why are you on this earth? And once you ask that question, then all of a sudden the inspiration is just gonna come because it's everywhere. Now I'm not trying to be long-winded, so I cut it off on that, but it is everywhere.
It is.
Yeah.
So it being everywhere, personally, you guys, where do you guys go for inspiration? I know you've already stated, kind of what inspires you, but like specifically, what are some of the things, like Steve, for music or for tea designs or for creating a new product? What is your thing? What triggers that thing in your brain, that switch that says, I want to create?
First of all, my love for art. Back in the day, I was not the most academically sound kid. art was my number one form of engagement in school.
Mm-hmm.
So when it came to reading, it was like it came to math, it was like science, but when you came to art time, paper, drawings, crayons, paints,
it was time to do
pastels, charcoal, I was out there.
You showed out.
And that's where I started to blossom. So I think those things, even though I got sharper over the years with my academics, my arts just kept changing. So I think the love for I used to draw, but then the drawing turned into making beats, and then making beats turned into engineering, and then visual graphics, and then graphic arts, and then like all of a sudden you have this wide variety of arts. But the inspiration just comes from enjoying these mediums, enjoying your surroundings, enjoying pulling from sound. Like
Most
you walk
definitely.
down the street, you hear a sound, like, damn, that'd be dope in a beat.
Yeah,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah,
Like, oh,
yeah.
that would have been crazy. Or you see something in this cloud, like, man, that's a dope background. If I could just capture that,
Yeah,
that would be
yeah, yeah.
You know
Yes,
what I
sir.
mean? And that's the same for designs. When you just looking to put up something fresh and you just kind of see something that sparks your eye and you want to change it, make it your own,
Yeah.
make it better, or
Yes.
just like it's just. I think it's just in you at some point.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It should
sure
be.
you can draw to get it, but I think there's a level of it already in us to just kind of present.
Absolutely, like looking for it, like
Yeah.
something in you
Yeah.
is looking for it.
You
Because if you're not
tapping
looking
in.
for it, you might miss a very inspirational moment.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like
You
a
will.
sunset or a deer crossing or
Yeah.
just something awesome doesn't do nothing for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Because
mean-
I know I'm the type to be inspired by driving through nice neighborhoods. I don't know if,
I
anybody
love
else is that type, but me, I can drive through a beautiful neighborhood full of beautiful homes
Yes,
and
sir.
just like, wow. Because I just think about those people in there who are paying the mortgage on that every month,
Yeah.
paid for their house cash, whatever they're doing, they're sustaining it. They're doing it every day. So if they can live like that, why can't I?
Yeah.
You
And
know,
that's the truth.
and that's
Exactly.
where I get some inspiration from. Mike?
And that's perfect because I can build on what you're saying, which is not having creates inspiration. Because for me, it's like I want that.
Mm.
So if I want that, there's steps that I have to take to get that, and I might not be feeling up to it that day. Wake up in the morning, go on YouTube. I love Pinterest. Pinterest is one of
Pinterest.
my favorite.
That's very
I
inspiring,
love
yeah.
Pinterest, and I
They got
love.
some dope stuff.
Yeah,
I
they
use that
do.
for like cooking and food.
Yeah, they
you know?
have everything. Like whenever I'm like out of ideas, I just go on Pinterest and then just type in whatever I feel like it.
That's
but
awesome.
I'm a YouTube head. Like I love YouTube,
Mm.
and so if I'm like trying to get to a goal, which is like, say for instance, I was into wholesale real estate at one point in time, and I'm still gonna get back into it, but I will go on YouTube and watch the people that are doing exactly what they need to be doing.
Yeah.
And I would find the most successful person, figure out who they was. I would contact them via message. They would send me back, if they was cool enough, different links and stuff to get me going. But it depends on what it is I needed to be inspired by at that moment in time or whatever space that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? So just looking into outside resources that can get you juice. It's about being juice. Inspiration is juice to get your ass off your butt to go
get
do
going,
something.
Yeah. And I think, go ahead, Steve.
People. I mean, you know, early on, I don't think we had probably the most impactful mentors that put that hand on your shoulder to really guide you and navigate through a lot of the BS we had to kind of deal with on our own, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But later on in life, as I become a young man, there were critical people who did like have that moment to say, "Hey, bro, I believe in you, man. Like the way you work with these kids is awesome. Like I'm gonna give you a shot to be this. I want you to come be the behavior specialist."
Right.
And I'm a young dude, like, damn, I'm 18, 19 years old. You gonna make me the what? He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, man, you're gonna be in the front office with your shirt and tie on. You're gonna help out these kids when they get in trouble, and I want you to do it.
Mr.
So
Pennell.
that's Mr.
Shout out to
Pennell.
Mr. Pennell.
Mr. Pennell. So that's one of those moments where you be like, damn, I'm a young man, and this dude really just threw me into this prime time position that I knew nothing about. But the belief that somebody had in you pushed them to give you an opportunity. So people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
people is the most inspired, because where else are you going to get inspiration from? Books are written by people. Everything is done by people. Shout
Yeah.
out to Dr. Stewart, because she
Dr.
gave me
Stewart.
Shout out Dr. Stewart.
she gave me an opportunity at Noise in 2001. She saw I had talent as far as music is concerned, and she would allow me to basically I rewrote the school alma mater for noise.
Dope.
And I got to create musicals, plays. I got to go to every single class and sing for every kid,
Right.
which inspired me to then start a business. And that year I won Unsung Hero Award for Pasadena Unified School District,
Dope.
first African American
Yes.
to win
Wow.
to win the Unsung Hero for PUSD.
There he is.
And that was inspired by someone else that
Saw
me working.
Exactly.
That's amazing. You know, with that, we're going to take a break, man, pay some bills, man, and get ready for the second half of the show. Love y'all.
Love you guys.
Inspire in style with Hardware Apparel, the clothing brand that brought you Life of a Boss and Made in Dina. It's not just fashion, it's the future of inspiration. Available now at hardwayenterprise.com. Use promo code SquadGoals for 25% off your next order. Hardware Apparel. Inspire in style.
Smell royalty fresh with Crown Rose for Men by Stephen Sneed. Available at sclass.com/crownrose. The throne awaits you.
Yeah.
And we are back. And like I said, today's topic is inspiration.
Inspiration.
What is it? Where do you get it? And what to do with it?
Yes, sir.
And my
What to
next
do with
question, you know, kind of piggybacking off what we were talking about in the first half of the show, leads to how much of inspiration is external and how much of it can be internal. You know, do you need external sources, or can you find inspiration within yourself? You know, because some people are locked up.
That's true.
You know, some people don't have a lot of resources or internet or books, or
Right.
you know, they can't find a mentor. So is there anything that people can do that are alone, you know, to gain inspiration? Well, what you got to
I'm
say
gonna let
about
you
that?
start.
You can, for me, when I get upset at myself, like when I'm mad at myself that I'm in a certain situation, I will literally, it's like leftover coal in the train and the guy's not shoveling it in anymore. There's a little bit left in there, and I know if I don't utilize the last bit of coal, then the rest of what I got going in my goals are gonna fall to the lack of inspiration. So I wake up in the morning and I ask myself, okay, what are you doing? Are you doing enough? It's almost like you're whooping your own butt. You know what I'm saying? You got to kick your own self in the butt.
Absolutely.
And then I get
Yeah.
inspiration, self-inspiration by kicking my own butt.
Yeah. That's good. You know, because I think it takes a certain level of being hard on yourself to expect more out of yourself.
Yes, sir.
And I think having some expectations kind of encourage you to be inspired.
Most definitely.
You know, I'm always, like I said, looking for inspiration because out of the hunger that I've always had growing up, I never really had it like that. So to get anything, I had to make it happen, you know, and make it happen out of nothing.
Right.
And from nothing is like literally from my environment. So what can I pull from my environment, from the people I know, from the classes I'm taking, from the world around me, to give me an idea to figure it out?
That's true.
You know, how to get it. And I think
Right.
that's the important thing about mentors.
Yeah.
That's the important thing about experiences. And that's why it's like golf is very inspirational for me. You know, being in environments where I'm not hanging out with people that I'm hanging out with at
Yes,
home.
sir.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
Being in new places. Politics is inspirational for me.
You're
you
taking
know?
yourself out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I think that has to be one of the most inspirational acts that you can do. And my next question is like, how do you help people find that
I
inspiration?
didn't answer that one.
Oh,
I let
yeah.
Mike start first.
So now it's your turn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Kumo D. Hey, you know, I think about as many ways to draw information. I think as an adult, I started to learn how to draw it from self. And that comes from every single year I write down a new set of goals. And I'm constantly looking at my goals to see and evaluate where am I. Right. So I'm thinking to self regularly, am I on track? Am I doing what I need to do? Do I need to do more, similar to what you were saying? And I can't sit and say I want to do these things, but I'm sitting here chilling.
Yeah.
Not doing
Right.
nothing. Like, I can't say I want 15 grand in the bank, but I'm not grinding.
You're watching TV.
I can't say that I want to lose 15 pounds and I'm eating double cheeseburgers every night.
Man.
So it's like you got to start looking and evaluating yourself to say, am I doing the things I said I even wanted?
Hold yourself accountable.
If you're not, then it's like, bro, I'm tripping. And then you got to kind of like reel it back. Okay, well, what do I need to do? Let me get myself back on track and get that inspiration. And sometimes you may need an external source. Maybe you need to go watch something or listen to something or talk to somebody or get counseling or who knows
read a book.
what it is that you need. But for me personally, I've started to understand myself enough in my later years. Like, you know, I'm 40 now, so I'm learning to draw from self.
Most definitely.
Like, I like me. I know how to get me to work. Ain't nobody get me to work like me.
Yeah.
So I know those things that will poke at me to get me going.
So I got something for you. So say for instance, say you're in a slump, a mental slump, right? And you know you got to do something, but you really don't want to do it. What inspiration do you use to get you to do that?
I always think work first, play later. I want to do the most daunting task immediately. So therefore it's done, and then I can go lollygag. If I was about to BS, let me at least get this out the way before I can go BS. Now, do you need to call somebody? Do you need to listen to a moment of inspiration on YouTube? Maybe. But me, I always prioritize the thing I don't want to do first to get it out the way, just because I already know, like, I don't want to do that.
Climb the mountain
first.
So
let me just go on and get that out the way so I can chill.
I absolutely agree with that, because like with me, my philosophy is that everything I ever wanted is right on the other side of what I don't want to do, you know, or what I'm scared of,
right?
Or like you say, on the other, or right outside my comfort zone,
right?
So what inspires me to do the things that I don't want to do is the joy and fulfillment and the rewarding, you know, feeling that I have afterwards.
Yes, sir.
You know, because as soon as I do it, like, I have a lot of tedious tasks. Nothing's really hard. You know, we're at the age where we're not really doing strenuous stuff. We're not doing back-breaking work, but we're doing a lot of tedious things. Whether it be listing products, whether it be making phone calls to get refunds, whether it be printing and pressing and weeding and sending out emails and making ads and stuff like that. So it's a lot of little things. But if I keep up with those little things, first of all, I get the rewards of having got them done. But also that peace of mind is a rush.
Right.
You know, I don't know about any of you guys, but I get a rush off a day of accomplishments.
Oh, we love it.
You know, a day full of, I did this, I did that, I ran over here and got that done, man, I took care of this business, I went to that office, and you know, stuff like the DMV and places like you just don't want to go to.
But you got to do it.
But when you get it done, it's an amazing feeling.
Feels great.
I like execution personally.
Absolutely.
I just love getting stuff done.
Oh, it feels great.
So my suggestion to a lot of those folks is create that mindset. Because the thing is, if you don't have that mindset to get satisfaction off getting things done isn't going to be, it's not going to turn you on. You know, it's always going to be a chore. You're always going to look at it in a negative light. You're not going to just take it on with the vigor, you know, and the energy that is going to make it pass by smoothly.
A lot of that comes with what you're doing too, though. Because if you're doing what you want to do, it's a lot more excitement towards getting things done. Like if you're kind of stuck in a place where you don't really enjoy what you do, it's going to be a little tougher, but you still got to get it done.
That's true. And on top of that, it also depends what your goals are. So you can have like the smallest goal in the world. Like your goal could be to wake up and drink 40s all day, and then you accomplish that. You know what I'm saying?
And then celebrate. After drinking 40s all day.
Celebrate with some yak.
But it's like, because you could have got inspired by watching Don't Drink Your Juice in the Hood. So it's just such a low level. So it's like we gotta put our expectations up and make them higher for ourselves. So then that way when we accomplish it, it feels so much better. Because today I had a super long day, and then yesterday I had a super long day, and I got about 4.5 hours of sleep. And my inspiration for yesterday was, I can't wait till I get in that bed for 4.5 hours
to do it again.
But I know my bills is paid. I know I accomplished what I need to do, and on top of that, I help other people accomplish their goals while accomplishing my own.
That's what I'm talking about.
One thing you said that was very important, I totally agree with it, is that inspiration is related to the standards you have in your life.
Yes, sir.
You know, if you have very low standards, then it doesn't take much to inspire you to do nothing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
If you have high standards, it doesn't take much to inspire you to do great shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's so important, and that's why I was trying to convey the idea of creating that mindset.
Yeah.
You know, because we want to make successful people out of people that aren't successful.
That's facts.
You know, I mean, there's people that I love that just don't get it, and I just hope that they get it one day. And there's people that want to get it and don't know where to get it from.
Mm-hmm.
So these conversations is to help spark that.
Yeah.
You know, so if there's anything, like I said, we're an open book, man. Please send us questions. Please send us anything you guys want us to cover. Man, I really love Latrice out there, Joseph Warren, Jamal Wilson, James Farr, all the folks that
What up,
like
y'all?
Mika Hart, Warren Hill, Fire Moore, Maggie Cortez, Twan Carr. It's like I love the people that tune in and tap in, because these are the folks that are going to get the most out of these conversations.
That's
What
true.
do
I
you want to
love
know? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? What is going to help you? Because that's why we created Squad Goals. You know, we're already doing our thing. But for folks who don't know how to get it together and operate as a team, this is for them.
Mm-hmm.
This is for
Inspiration goes around and comes around, man.
And I'm gonna tell you
Absolutely.
this. I'll give my final thought real fast. I'm inspired every time we do it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Every
Yeah.
time we do this, I'm inspired. I'm excited. And as soon as we're done, I want to do more. I want to accomplish more, and I want more.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So my final question to both of you, and I'm gonna chime in too, is one final suggestion or help for somebody, or something tactical somebody can do to become inspired or to help get in that mood or mode or change that mindset. Do you have a suggestion for somebody
I think I do, man.
looking for or needing inspiration?
I would say, just on my final thought and wrap up, whatever it is that you're interested in, find somebody who's already at the top of their level and study them. Analyze their moves. What are their daily rituals? How do they make their monies? What is the ins and outs? What are their practices that has made them successful, and start to adopt those into the things that you can do daily, even on a smaller scale.
I love it,
I
Mike.
like that. That he pretty much took the words out of my mouth. So I'm just gonna basically say,
The same thing.
do more of what you love to do.
I love it. I love it. I think that's kind of what your shirt says.
It does.
And for me, I think I would suggest to be intentional. You know, like I said, for me, it's like I am very intentional on looking for inspiration. I try to find it. You know, and so I want people to form that attitude, because it starts with attitude. Everything begins and ends with attitude to
Very
me.
true.
So have that mindset of I want to do better. I want to be better. I want to create. I want to do something amazing, something great. I want to challenge myself. And if you keep those type of mentalities or attitudes always working, then I think inspiration is going to come easy.
I like
Yeah.
that.
You know, inspiration comes from stuff you want to do and enjoy.
Right.
You know, so take it in. Be intentional. When you go somewhere, look around. Be in the moment. You know, don't always like, man, I don't want to be here. Appreciate where you're at, wherever you're at.
That's
If
true.
you're going through something harmful or something hard right now, something challenging, appreciate this moment.
Yeah.
And appreciate everything about what you're going through, and figure out how to use that to better your life in some way.
Exactly.
How do you use that for some type of benefit or value?
Yeah.
But anyway, man, we're gonna get out of here.
Yes,
That's our
sir.
time.
Thoughts become things.
That's
Thoughts
right.
become things. I never heard him say that before. See, things are just born on this show. I'm inspired now.
There it
Anyway,
is.
I love y'all, man, and see y'all next week.
Keep
Squad
grinding.
goals,
Squad
baby.
goals. Love y'all.
If you would like to know more about today's show, or if you have a question for Jason, Steven, Michael, or any of our guests, please let us know by visiting hardwayenterprise.com/squad goals, or by sending a text to 636-336-2624. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please like, subscribe, and share wherever possible. Squad Goals is brought to you by Hardway Enterprise, S-Class Production, and Mike Town Sounds. Thank you for tuning in, and never forget that success is a team sport.